air. Gold bells shining, they all dare. Tougher, fists held high. Warriors fight till the night says die. FWE, where battles define. Every broken bone, all by design. Chained to the thrill, they let it be. This ain't a game, it's FWE. FWE, where battles define. Every broken bone, all by design. Chained to the thrill, they let it be. This ain't a game, it's FWE. Oh, FWE, FWE. Oh, FWE, FWE.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to FWE Extra as we sit a mere 26 days away from FWE Paramount. I'm Seth Cole alongside of the Tri-Wizard champion Jack Mitchell. And Jack, as we draw closer to Paramount here tonight, we're going to be making some plans for the Showcase of the Immortals.
Absolutely. Tonight's main event, if you will, in this episode of FWE Extra is going to be a battle royale determining the #1 contender for the United States Championship when we get to the show of shows.
We're going to kick off the night with an individual that left Elimination Chamber with some gold. Mortal Kombat saw Harry Potter emerge as the new Cruiserweight champion.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Manchester, England, weighing in at 100 pounds, the Global Cruiserweight Champion, Harry Potter!
You doubted us. You doubted the Order. You doubted me. And what did that prove? That you know nothing. I am the boy who lived. I am the boy who survived Elimination Chamber. I am your new FWE Wayfinder Cruiser Champion. I am Harry James Potter, and I now demand your respect. This is but a taste of what is in store for the Order. Tonight, both Hagrid and Dumbledore will be involved in the #1 Contenders Battle Royal for the United States Championship. And when, not if, when one of them wins, they will go on to win that title at FWE Paramount. And as for me, well, it would appear that at some point Jack Mitchell will be invoking his title rematch clause, but he's going to be a bit preoccupied at Paramount, so don't worry, Jack. I'll keep this title safe until such time as our paths cross again. But in terms of the here and now, I'm going to prove to all of you worthless muggles why I am the chosen one, and why I am going to be the greatest Cruiserweight champion of all time.
Well, he's keeping it warm for me. That's good to know, but obviously I got my priorities straight when we get to Paramount.
And his opponent from parts unknown, weighing in at 100 pounds, Peter!
Some opportunity here tonight for, as Harry Potter says, kind of prove his worth after winning the title, but a big opportunity here as well for Peter Pan to maybe knock off a victory against the Cruiserweight champion, maybe put himself in line for a title shot. I mean, you know, we've been talking about individuals getting some upset victories, if you will, over either current champions or future #1 contenders. You know, can't forget about the fact that Moana holds a pinfall victory over Mulan, who's going to be fighting for the Women's World Championship. So, big opportunity here. Peter can't take this lightly.
No, he can't. And, you know, I'm actually getting a little bit more flashbacks here because I remember these two were the opponents in the triple threat qualifier match where I won that to become the #1 contender for the Cruiserweight Championship in the first place. A little interesting here that Harry's got his two partners with the Order in his corner. Obviously, they have a match later tonight as well, but it'll be a big opportunity for both of these guys.
We heard there from Harry Potter, both Dumbledore and Hagrid going to be in that #1 contenders battle royal, so it's about a 25% chance that a member of the Order could be going to Paramount to face Matt McIntyre for that United States Championship. And we understand as well that all of the individuals that are going to be in that battle royal handpicked by the champion. So it wasn't basically a qualifier way in. Basically, Matt McIntyre is in a way choosing his own destiny with all the individuals that were elected to be a part of this. As Harry Potter roll up here off the Hurricane Rana and kick out by Peter Pan at 1.
That was close. Impressive roll up there. These two are high flyers in the ring. They like to move around quite a bit. They love that, we see that spinning head scissors move quite a lot in FWE. We're going to see them use it a lot as well.
Arguably, maybe two of the smaller competitors we have here on the FWE roster. That lack of gravity, I guess you could say, allows them to be able to bring in that high-flying offense that we're used to seeing in a cruiserweight division. As here's a case in point right here. Nice flying arm drag there by Peter.
Very quickly back to his feet, though, and there's a Hurricane Rana. They're trying to take off advantage while he has Harry down. It had a nice move to stop him from getting out of the ring, too. Now look at this.
Raw strength into the suplex, went for the bridge pinning predicament, and Harry able to slip out at one. I mean, you think about it here too, Harry Potter, at least, while he's definitely looking out the windshield, he is keeping an eye in the rearview mirror. He knows you got that title rematch coming up here, so it's not like he's just basically saying, it's my title, I'm not defending it at any point.
He's thinking about that. Obviously, my priorities right now lie with the World Championship. I'm focused on defending that. I might go for that rematch too if I lose at Paramount. I don't plan to lose at Paramount, of course, but that's a story for another day.
Peter with a big move there. Hurricane Rana combination there into the head scissors. Went for the arm bar, and Harry able to break out of that. Now he'll go into the float over DDT.
Back and forth we go. These guys using their high-flying moves, moving all over the place. Kicks to the head.
Also still to come here tonight, we've got our next women's tag team matchup. We've got the little mini tournament going on here on the home stretch to Paramount to determine who Belle and Rapunzel will put the women's tag team titles on the line against at the Showcase of the Immortals, as standing moonsault there and a 2 count for Harry Potter. We already know that Team Let It Go has moved on to the next round. Look at that. Nice block there by Harry, not allowing that head scissors to take place.
That was our first attempt at it. I talked about how these two love to use that move, and first attempt at it got denied.
Oh! Code breaker there, double knees up under the chin, maybe into the sternum region of Peter Pan, and now throwed it up on the top rope.
I feel like Peter maybe took a little bit too long trying to gain the attention of the audience. I say it quite often that having the audience in your favor isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you want to stay focused on the man who's between the ropes with you.
Nice stalling bulldog there off the springboard on the middle rope. Oh, big kick right to the side of the head there by Harry Potter, not by Harry Potter, by Peter Pan to Harry Potter.
Peter suckered him in, and there's a big kick to the forehead, and Harry's going to roll right out of the ring.
I don't think that's a safe place to be. Peter likes to fly.
Count out being administered by Ernest Wright. Back and forth we go.
Talked about the fact tonight's main event, that #1 contender battle royal for the United States Championship match at Paramount. That's obviously got to be in the forefront, I would assume, of Matt McIntyre's mind, but what's got to be going on in the back of his mind after what we saw here just a few short days ago on our weekly night of FWE? We saw maybe the biggest fallout we've seen since Vicious and Delicious in terms of a faction. Anthony Mercury, Michael Norman, spirited promo battles there that ended in a sucker punch by Michael Norman and then putting Anthony through a table. We'll get to that in a minute. Skull-crushing finale there by Harry Potter, and that's going to do it.
I guess we'll have to talk about that in a little bit after this
so.
break, because that skull-crushing finale was all it took.
Statement victory there, maybe trying to lead Hagrid and Dumbledore by example. Harry Potter. Oh, hold the phone.
Look at
That's
this.
Carson Gum.
What's Carson Young doing out here? We're going to have to find out in just a moment.
Jesse, you fight pretty good, honey. And I'll admit, you got guts. There aren't many women on this roster that would have agreed to meet me in this ring on my terms. Heck, there aren't many women on this roster that would have taken me to the limit that you did. Am I crazy for saying that I had the most fun that I've ever had in a long time? Because it's true. So, Jesse, I have a proposal for you. How about you and I take each other to the ultimate limit? How about we go back to Gotham Rules for, say, 20 minutes? See who can really last longest. Oh, and to really whet your appetite, how about we do it on the grandest stage, FWE Paramount? No rules, no restrictions, just two tough gals kicking the ever-loving crap out of each other. And I know what you're thinking, but hardly, what if you lose the hardcore title along the way? Oh, sweetie, don't you worry your pretty little head about that. This title is not going anywhere. So, what do you say, Jessica? You, me, 20 minutes. Gotham Rules, Paramount, hardcore title on the line. Hope you accept pudding. I can't wait. Let's have some fun again.
I may have the appearance of a princess, but I have the heart of a warrior. Don't take the glitz and glamour at face value. I've quickly adapted to how one survives on the street, and am not afraid to get down and dirty if the situation requires it. Using my wide variety of skills, I'm ready to stay one jump ahead of the competition and enter into a whole new world of championship gold. My name is Jasmine, and with my girls, we're ready to take over the FWE Women's Division with an iron fist. I'm trapped behind the palace walls no longer.
Well, we welcome you back here to FWE. We are getting avalanched with information here as we draw closer to Paramount. You heard it right there. The challenge made by Harley Quinn to Jessica Shelton. Check, it looks like we're running it back, but we're doubling the time. Gotham Rules hardcore title at Paramount. Harley Quinn, Jessica Shelton Part 2.
That should be 20 minutes of non-stop brutality, and I can't wait to see what goes down there. And obviously, we had that challenge apparently issued by Carson Gunn right before the commercial break. We saw Carson come out and point to his waist as if indicating that the Cruiserweight title was his. It sounds like Harry Potter might have his next opponent, potentially.
I don't know what it is. No, actually, I do know what it is. You get closer to Paramount, everybody sees championship gold, and they want an opportunity, not just at taking a title. They want to be on the biggest stage of it all, and they don't care how they get there.
I don't blame them in the least.
And their opponents.
Well, here we go. It's our second matchup here in our little miniature tournament we've got to determine the number one contenders for the women's Disney Tag Team titles. Team Let It Go already moving on last Thursday night. This evening, Black Widow and Shuri teaming up as the Avengers to take on the team of Kim Possible and Shigo. The last time we saw Kim Possible and Shigo in the ring together, they were facing off against each other, trying to qualify for that Elimination Chamber matchup. Shigo, of course, winning the whole thing as the new female fighting champion.
You were just reading my mind. That was the last time that they've been in the ring together. Now they're going to be on the same side again. Can they work past those issues, though, is the question. We're going to find out right now. We were going to talk about we were going to talk about right before the last match immediately ended with that skull-crushing finale. We saw the tension between tag teams escalate. We were talking about what was going on with the family.
Right. And we ended up seeing Anthony McCurry maybe go one step too far there and asking Michael Norman where his title belt was, as all the other three members of the faction currently holding titles. U.S. champion with Matt McIntyre, tag team titles with Anthony McCurry and Cole Eastwood, and Michael just seemed to snap, assaulted Anthony. We saw him powerbomb him through our announce table, and the latest word we've got is Anthony is not here tonight. We're not sure if he has sustained an injury or what the case is, but we do know he is not in the building, so we'll have to see if we can find updates on Anthony McCurry, see what the fallout is of what we saw occur last Thursday night.
Yeah, I'm very curious to know. I mean, I kind of understand both sides of that argument, because on the one hand, I don't like, if you're Michael Norman, I can understand being frustrated that your leadership is being called into question, but at the same time, if you're Anthony, I kind of get it, as there's a nice, I think it's a moonsault or something over the board, over the top rope. And if you're Anthony McCreary, You can kind of understand the frustration there. Like, he's not your leader, your supposed leader has not been supporting you in all these matches. He's just been kind of quietly operating in the darkness backstage. He doesn't have any championship gold around his waist either, like we mentioned.
And if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to have to double check on this, but I do believe that this coming Thursday night, on our next episode of FWE, I believe, I'm trying to get word here.
Ooh.
Okay, no, so it'll actually be in a couple of weeks' time, about a week and a half, that Anthony McCurry and Cole Eastwood do have the tag team titles that they'll have to defend against the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We saw them obviously become the #1 contenders. Oh wow, Kim Possible gonna spear Black Widow off the apron there. You know, we would obviously hope that Anthony is back by then to be able to defend the titles with Cole Eastwood.
Absolutely. As for what's going on in this matchup right now, we had a 9 count while they were ringside, so this match almost ended by count out.
That would actually advance the winners of the countout to the next round of this tournament. Pinfall, submission, disqualification, countout, it all matters in this type of a matchup, as Shuri with a nice bulldog there on Shigo. I was going to mention as well, you go back to our first matchup on Thursday night, Team Let It Go and Mystery Incorporated, who they defeated, as there's a big pump kick there by Shigo. Those are two teams that formerly have held the Women's Disney Tag Team titles. In this case, you've got Kim Possible and Shigo. They're former tag team champions, but Shuri and Black Widow, they've never won the championship gold. Black Widow is a former hardcore champion. Shuri is yet to hold any type of championship belt here in FWE. Big opportunity here, and would I dare say if they won, maybe an upset?
Maybe. And obviously, Kim Possible and Shigo have been, I'm pretty sure they've been a tag team for a bit longer than their opposition in this matchup.
They
so
have,
I would
you're right.
be willing to say, yeah, that is an upset. If there's a big shot to the head by Kim Possible, it seems like the tag team chemistry between these two is just fine after all. So now you're going to have to deal with Shuri. There's a huge kick to the face.
Massive heel kick there. Shuri, super quick. Not known as the Black Panther for nothing. And oh, wow, nice Falcon driver.
Shuri's been quite impressive so far in her tenure in FWE. We saw her make her debut at Infinity War Games. Did not win the title. That was a singles effort, but she looked pretty good anyway.
Still to come later on tonight. 8-man #1 contenders battle royal. Winner will go on to fight for the United States Championship at Paramount, as Kim Possible realizing she's in the wrong part of town here in the enemy corner, trying to fight out of it, and Shuri does a nice job of cutting her off. Nice standing Spanish fly.
Impressive, and now she's going to go for the cover. Quick kick out.
But really smart to make the cover over there in that corner, not allow Shigo the closing distance to be able to break the pinfall up. She'd have to run all the way across the ring if she was going to try and help Kim Possible out.
And Black Widow would have been in the perfect position to try to break that one up, as look out here.
Big knee into the gut. And again.
Another one for good measure. Now Kim Possible going to go for the tag.
Female fighting champion now into the ring and meets a face buster for her troubles right out of the gate from Black Widow.
Gonna eat a couple more kicks up to the jaw area. There's another one. Looking to twist the arm. Snap a little fingers here and there.
Just wrenching on that arm. I mean, yeah, that hurts everywhere, right? That's the elbow, that's the shoulder, that's the knuckles.
Ooh. Cheap shot by Kim Possible from behind. That didn't seem to affect Black Widow, though, as she went for the...
How about one back?
Body and now some redemption.
Irish whipped off the ropes. And Black Widow hits a Superman punch. Lights out for Shigo. Oh, and Kim was... Well, looked like Kim Possible was going to go in to try to break that up. Thought better of it. Unfortunately for her, Shigo was able to kick out, but
Submission.
Might be looking for the sharpshooter right there in the center of the ring. Is Shigo going to tap out?
It's locked in deep. They are right in the middle of the ring. Nowhere for Shigo to go. I think the hold was released.
I think it was. I think you're right. And Shigo, like she might have been getting in there just in case Kim Possible tried to break that submission up. Black Widow, top rope. Well, I don't know what she was going to go for, but she second-guessed herself.
Only Shigo to get back up to her feet.
Oh, wow.
All kinds of shots. Big knee to the jaw. Goes for the tag. Does Black Widow, but Shigo gets the tag on the Kim Possible, so both competitors are going to be fresh.
Shuri went for the clothesline miss, now being met with the knees. Just doubles her over onto the mat. Kim Possible fired up here in the FWE Fantasy Dome.
Crowd is on her side. There's the tag made, though. Black Widow only needing a moment's rest, it looks like.
Black Widow, Kim Possible, maybe two of the best strikers on the female roster here in FWE, and there you see those strikes. The left hand's raining down on the side of Kim Possible's head, courtesy of Natasha Romanov.
And this has been a fantastic back and forth match so far, but obviously both teams know what's at stake. Here we go.
Little double team here. Black Widow and Shuri, double shoulder tackle. Takes Kim Possible down. Now she makes the tag to Shigo. We've seen a lot of frequent tags on both sides in this one.
Yeah, we have not a whole lot of pinning attempts as of late. We saw a sharpshooter attempted earlier, but the hold was released. More shots to the head.
Oh! What a super kick! Lights out for Shuri, and Black Widow gonna break that one up. That was smart, because I think that could have easily been it. I don't think Shuri was kicking out.
I felt that super kick from here. That was insane.
Whoa!
And
Big
another
drop
missile
kick.
drop kick. These guys have no questions about whether or not they want to kick each other in the head. Here's a cover by Shuri.
To advance in the tournament, and a kick out at 2 here by Shigo. This is a matchup that I think Angel Hernandez would like. Lots of striking.
It doesn't matter whether they're in the zone or not.
Now Shigo back into the enemy corner. Tag in here by Shuri. Gonna double team Shigo this time, and massive double team into the back body drop.
Kick to the back for good measure. Shigo in all kinds of trouble, but she's getting pretty close to her tag team partner. Now she's stunned in the corner.
As we draw closer to FWE Paramount, even our weekly episodes, even our Saturday night episodes here in FWE Extra are holding more and more weight with the matchups that are going to be coming. I've just been informed a couple of matchups coming up this Thursday night on FWE. Jack, you yourself going to be in action. So it's going to be a champion versus champion match. Yourself and the United States champion Matt McIntyre are going to be going one-on-one. And I've also been told to hold the phone here. We got a sharpshooter in again here on Shigo. Cinched in deep. And Shigo's going to tap. Well, we'll get to what that other matchup's going to be in just a little bit here. The Avengers, Shuri, Black Widow. An opportunity one step closer to maybe holding the tag team titles for the first time in their FWE career.
They are on the path to Paramount. They are getting closer and closer by the week. And up next, a battle royal for the #1 contender spot for the United States Championship coming up after the break on FWE Extra.
You want to know how I got these scars? Not from wrestling, that's for sure. You see, because whenever I step inside of an FWE ring, I'm the one that's dealing out the punishment. And you know what? I love it. I sit backstage before my match just thinking of the many ways I can twist and torture my victims. That's the mindset of all of us in the Gotham inmates. Right, baby?
That's right, Puddin'.
So just remember that the next time you're standing across the ring from me, that although I may don an appearance of a man that borders on the insane, inside this head is a ticking time bomb of a brain, constantly calculating one move ahead of anything you can possibly imagine. So do yourself a favor, just stay out of our way. Otherwise, I won't be responsible for the consequences. FWE, welcome to your worst nightmare.
Welcome back here to FWE Extra, getting ready for our main event. #1 contendership for the United States Championship at Paramount on the line.
Making his way to the ring, representing the Order from parts unknown, weighing in at 168 pounds, Alex Donald Doris.
We're going to be hearing this music quite a lot. As we mentioned earlier in the show tonight, Dumbledore and Hagrid are both involved in this 8-man #1 contender battle royal for the United States Championship.
Saw their leader, Harry Potter, the head of the Order of the Phoenix, in action earlier on tonight as well, as he was able to knock off Peter Pan, the new Wayfinder Cruiser champion. And we talked about this as well, Jack, that a 25% chance, pretty good odds here for one of these members of the Order of the Phoenix to be the new #1 contender and fight for that United States Championship at Paramount.
And we talked about it earlier in the show. It is a little bit interesting in this regard that these were not selected by the commissioner. These were the opponents selected by the champion, Matt McIntyre.
Makes you wonder, right? Because if I was given the choice, I would probably be picking maybe Ed, and Eddie or something. I wouldn't be picking a god in Hercules here. I mean, look at this guy. Like, I don't want to be in the ring with him.
I don't either. Well, I was in the ring with Thanos, so.
Well, that's true. Big opportunity here for Hercules. We haven't seen him for a while. It's interesting. We get closer and closer to Paramount. All these individuals that we haven't seen for a while on the FWE roster start to work their way out into the forefront of the screen, trying every opportunity, as we said, every avenue to try and get to that big stage.
Yeah, when the biggest show of the year is right around the corner, everybody wants to try and find a way in no matter how they possibly can.
My timing has not been impeccable here tonight in either trying to initiate storylines or talk about things that are coming up in the future. The wrestlers always seem to want to end the matches right at the time that I'm talking about it. So give an opportunity here to give an update on some of the matches I've been told are coming up this Thursday night on FWE. As I mentioned, you, Jack, are going to be in a champion versus champion one-on-one match with Matt McIntyre, who's going to be keeping a very close eye on this Battle Royale. No championships on the line, just a normal 1v1 matchup here, as you both will be preparing to defend your respective titles on the biggest stage of them all. And I've also been told as well, we ended up seeing that fatal 4-way eliminator match there where Elizabeth Swann took on 3 other competitors. Poison Ivy was the winner of that match. Well, she didn't pin or submit the champion, so she will go one-on-one with Elizabeth Swann next Thursday night. If she ends up getting a victory there in a one-on-one matchup, we may be talking about Poison Ivy in the Women's World title picture down the line.
It'll be very interesting to keep an eye on things going forward. That first matchup you mentioned, it'll be a little bit of an interesting one.
The Dangerous Alliance from Asgard, weighing in at 225 pounds, the Mighty Thunder Man.
As I was saying, it's going to be a bit of an interesting one. You know, I don't necessarily agree with, you know, the actions of the family and what Matt McIntyre has been involved with, but let's just say he and I do have a bit of a common enemy as things currently stand.
Seen Matt deal with that enemy that you refer to. You yourself going to be having to face off against him at FWE Paramount. For those that are hiding under a rock and don't know what we're talking about, we're of course discussing the Royal Rumble winner, Ernie the Keebler Elf, who has that guaranteed title shot for the Tri-Wizard Championship. Speaking of Wizard,
from Leeds, England, weighing in at 285 pounds, Hagen.
also, I was kind of talking over his entrance, but I want to give a shout out to my fellow crew member there, William Turner. Incredible matchup this past Thursday night. Took Dylan Young to the limit and beyond, forced him to tap out. Little pirate justice there after what Dylan did to our leader, Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, I know you and I both have some pretty similar thoughts about that, obviously, for a little bit different reasons. I was definitely you know, me and several other people who were inside the Elimination Chamber definitely caught off guard by the surprise appearance of Dylan Young. I mean, he forced his way into an opportunity he didn't earn. Everybody else had to qualify their way into that chamber match.
Weighing in at 228 pounds, the Assassin!
So interesting point of note, as we've mentioned, Matt McIntyre, the current United States champion, handpicked every single one of these 8 potential opponents to be in this battle royal, to be the #1 contender. Ezio was actually top of his list, so if there's a favorite that Matt McIntyre wants to win this battle royal, you probably would have to look at the man out of the Assassin's Creed franchise.
Absolutely, and we haven't seen him in action in quite some time, so I'm really curious to see how he performs in this one. Something else
Since
too.
we haven't seen him in so much time, our ring announcer Mike Rome wants everybody to know who he is. He keeps saying his name.
Really introducing him to the audience here, but something else I was going to talk about too, somebody else who we talked over their entrance, Thor. We haven't seen him in singles action in quite some time. He's been trying to compete for the Disney Tag Team Championships alongside the Incredible Hulk, who of course is currently holding the Money in the Bank contract.
It's a fantastic point. I don't know why, but when he came out, I kind of thought to myself, man, I'd love to at some point see Hercules and Thor hook up in the middle of the ring.
That would be fun to watch, to say the least.
We saw last week, unfortunately for Daphne and Velma, they were unable to advance in the tournament to be the #1 contenders for the women's Disney Tag Team titles. Another member of Mystery Incorporated here in Shaggy with an opportunity United States Championship gold, a former Tri-Wizard champion. I think a lot of people forget about that when he ended up winning the title from Dylan Young in that 8-man ladder match at the very first FWE PLE at Fantasia.
Yeah, that's something I was going to bring up. I was about to say, here comes a former Tri-Wizard World Champion to the ring. Kind of crazy to think about, you know, all the different people that have held this title, all people of all different kinds of shapes and sizes in FWE, so really what it comes down to, the World Championship, it's the North Star of the industry. I don't take holding onto it lightly. Anyone, anytime, anywhere, anyone can challenge for it and win it, provided they earn the opportunity, of course.
And their opponent, representing the Cleaners from Brooklyn, New York, weighing in at 173 pounds.
Well, I mean, you talk about Thor and us not seeing him really in singles competition, part of a tag team. How about Luigi splitting off from his brother Mario, an opportunity here tonight to get into a singles title opportunity.
Player 2 has an opportunity to become Player 1 here. Of course, the Mario Bros, they've looked very impressive in all their competitions so far, but they haven't won either of them yet. They're 0-2 as a tag team so far in all match types, so be curious to see if Luigi can maybe break that curse in a sense, if you will. So here comes the madness.
Thor and Shaggy nearly were the examples of what we were going to be mentioning about how to be eliminated in a battle royal, get thrown over the top rope, both feet hit the floor. Well, they both got thrown over the top rope, both were able to make their way back in.
And Dumbledore and Hagrid are going at each other. Hagrid almost had Dumbledore eliminated, so no love lost between tag team members.
That's really surprising. You would have thought that, oh, there goes Thor. Wow.
Oh, just like that.
Immediately eliminated. I couldn't tell if that was that Ezio or Luigi? I couldn't tell who was actually threw him over the top rope. It took me as much by surprise as anything. Thor is gone. I was going to mention about the fact you would have thought that Harry would have had a game plan here and would have told Hagrid and Dumbledore to work together, maybe have it just be them the last two, then they can fight it out.
You would think, especially based on that promo he cut earlier tonight, but it seems like that didn't really seem to make a difference. Look at the strength of Hercules, tossing a big man like Hagrid around.
Shaggy is bent on eliminating Dumbledore, and Dumbledore finally gets back inside the ring. That was a good 15 to 20 seconds that he was teetering there on the apron.
Look at that standing Spanish fly there by Shaggy to Dumbledore. Luigi earlier hit a move that knocked Hagrid to the ground.
Now, Thor is no small man, but he's already been eliminated. We talk about this all the time in Battle Royals, the Royal Rumble, whatever the case may be. in terms of size and having that low center of gravity, you'd have to think the advantage would go to a couple of these bigger individuals like Hagrid and Hercules.
Absolutely. You know, one thing I always talk a lot about in the matchups with big size disparity is that, you know, you can outmaneuver, outthink, out-wrestle the bigger men in the matchup. You can still find a way to win it, but that's more easy to do in a standard one-on-one match, not necessarily a Royal Rumble type match where, well, not a Royal Rumble, but a Battle Royale type match where you have to throw somebody over the top rope to eliminate them. I'd say your best bet is probably using some kind of Irish whip maneuver or something like that that'll send them flying forward with so much momentum that it forces them to go over the top rope.
We are setting the table. Oh, the phone! William Turner able to hang on there. Hercules almost had him gone. We're just continuing to set up what is already looking like a stacked card at Paramount. We know that, Jack, you're defending that Tri-Wizard Championship against Ernie the Keebler Elf. Mulan's got a title opportunity for the Women's World Championship of the Galaxy against Elizabeth Swan, and we'll be determining the #1 contender here for the United States Championship. We also now know that the Women's Hardcore title will be on the line. 20 women Iron Man match, Gotham Rules style. We're running it back between Jessica Shelton challenging Harley Quinn. Is William Turner again gonna hang on?
Luigi was in trouble on the other side of the ring as well. Irish whipping Hagrid into the corner.
Carson Gum apparently issuing a challenge, it would seem, against Harry Potter for the Wayfinder Cruiser Championship tonight. We'll have to wait and see how that culminates down the road to Paramount.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. Carson Gum hasn't really been in any kind of title picture as of late.
Oh, what a poison Rana!
I'd say the closest Carson has come is when he's been in the it was in the qualifier matchups. As there goes, oh my goodness, he got tossed over the top rope.
Well, actually, if I remember correctly, I think the closest Carson got, it was right after Cusco initially won the title. It was that 8-person eliminator match, and Carson was the next to last person eliminated, so it was a ladder match between him and Cusco for the Cruiserweight title, which he was unsuccessful in.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. Luigi, look at Luigi.
I think he needs some help. I don't know if he can do it by himself. Where's his brother?
He's using the ring post for leverage there, but Hagrid just able to fight out of it. Ezio stopping whatever kind of move Will Turner had planned.
Oh, backstabber there from Ezio to William Turner.
Luigi again getting the best of Hagrid, but it's just so hard to lift somebody over the top rope like that. Oh!
Maybe he sees Hagrid as a big Goomba.
Maybe.
But I'm pretty sure he never went up a Goomba of that size.
Hey, there were Mega Mushrooms.
I was going to say, if a Goomba took a Mega Mushroom, maybe.
Look out, Dumbledore.
Oh, and there goes Dumbledore. Well, there goes that advantage we were talking about there for the Order. It's only Hagrid that stands alone now. And if Harry Potter's plan is going to work, Hagrid's going to have to survive 4 other men.
Hagrid was caught in some kind of submission move from William Turner. It looks like he was just able to fight out of it. Those submissions, they're not going to win the match in a Battle Royale, but they're going to wear your opponent down.
Ezio looked like he hit a standing moonsault there. It looked like he thought about eliminating Hercules, and Luigi says, I'm going to do it myself. Well, they're working together.
They worked together, but neither of them were successful. Another Hurricane Rana. William Turner in all kinds of trouble. Powerbomb.
Bad
Another
enough
one. This one over the back.
Bad enough
like
when
a
you're
German
hit with
suplex.
those moves, but you're hit with somebody over 7 foot tall. I mean, that's a long ways down to the mat.
It really is. Those things hurt. Luigi in trouble now. Oh, look at the strength.
Nice
On the other side of the
team.
ring, those two are working together.
Well, and as soon as the alliance was on, it was over.
They're all temporary.
What's that called? Frenemies? The enemy of my enemy is my friend, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's all temporary in a 1 versus all match setting. As look at Luigi trying to take Hercules for a walk there, and Ezio.
Oh, Ezio?
I don't even know what's going on there. All kinds of
I'm not
moves.
sure either. There was a lot of stuff that was attempted and a lot that was failed successfully. Massive Uranagi there from Hagrid to William Turner. Hagrid dishing out a lot of punishment, but he's not really throwing anybody over the top rope.
It's kind of something I've noticed as he gets knocked down again by Luigi, is that these guys haven't really gone for too many eliminations. They've gone for a few, but not as much as they did at the beginning of the match.
Yeah, so far only Dumbledore, Shaggy, and Thor have been eliminated. 8 men started, 5 still remain.
Again, they have to go over the top rope, and then both feet have to hit the floor for the elimination. 5 people left in this matchup. Last one standing in the ring. I don't even know what just happened there.
It looked like Hercules was going to go for maybe a side slam, and Ezio just drop-kicked him out of his arms.
Look out, William Turner. Oh, but look out, Hagrid. Luigi on top.
Oh, what's
Look
he
at
trying
the
to do?
strength.
Oh, no, gosh.
Oh, no. Couldn't quite pull it off on the bigger man.
Oh, my gosh, you see the height Ezio got on that drop kick?
Ezio, I feel like, belongs in the Cruiserweight division with those kind of moves.
Gracious. William Turner again. That's about the 4th or 5th time he's been at near elimination. He's been able to stay alive. Oh, he might be going for 6. Oh, what a reversal!
What in the world?
Hercules, the momentum against him. William Turner turns it around, and Hercules is gone. We're down to 4.
Now Luigi's in trouble. That's something I talked about earlier too. Use their momentum against them if they're going for a move that's going to send them into the ropes. Use their momentum against them, and then there's nothing stopping them from flying over the top rope. And now that's exactly what Will Turner did just now. Oh, look out behind you, though. Hagrid just got back up to his feet. Oh, Luigi with a huge kick to Ezio.
I kind of feel like if you're William, Ezio, and Luigi, you want to work together, get rid of that bigger man in Hagrid, because I don't know if you necessarily want to be in a one-on-one.
Something has busted Luigi open, but he's been going after this move all
look at this.
time. Look at what's going on here. 2 eliminations can happen at once here.
Ezio over the top. William Turner trying to finish the job there on the apron. Luigi still not able to get Hagrid completely over, and Hagrid will fight back. Both get back in.
You have to find that little extra within you as there
There
goes
goes
Luigi.
Luigi.
Has been eliminated.
And now William Turner working on Ezio. If you're Hagrid, do you just let this happen? Looks like that's exactly what he's doing.
And I was going to say, this is a fantastic situation for Hagrid. Just let it play out.
There goes Ezio.
Capitalize.
And now there's 2, and now there's 1. Hagrid's going to Paramount.
Here is your winner,
How do you feel if you're Matt McIntyre? Take a look. There's your #1 contender for the United States Championship at the Show of Shows.
Well, Harry Potter gave us a guarantee. He was right. Hagrid's got a shot at the United States Championship. Thank you all for joining us for FWE Extra. We'll see you Thursday night.